hate you. This is not conjecture. This is not hyperbole. This is a fact. The undeniable evidence is plain to see. They use you for sex but refuse to give you marriage. They get you pregnant and leave you to fend for yourself, without resources, without support, without help. They do this at a 77% rate. In case you can't recognize it, this is hate. They shoot up your communities. Your kids are killed. They see the damage they cause and they continue it still. They beat, rape, and murder you at the highest rates. There is nothing you can call this behavior except hate. They refuse to build resources. They refuse to protect you and work hard to make sure that the whole world rejects you. They write songs calling you bitches and hoes, and that's the way that hatred grows. So the whole world joins in dehumanizing you. They hate you and makes the world hate you too. They tell the whole world you are ugly, unloved. They call you unworthy, undesirable, and if that's not enough, they sex traffic you and your daughters. They don't see it as wrong. They molest over 60% of our little girls before they're even grown. They use you as mules. They use you as tools. They use you like fools. And to them, it's all cool. And they do this publicly for the whole world to see. How much more hateful can hatred be? They manipulate you in every way to gain your love, labor, and energy. And once they receive it, they spit on you, they hit on you, they shit on you, and they quit on you. And then they say that's how you deserve to be treated. They throw you in freezers. They bash you in the head. They kidnap you, rape you, they leave you for dead. Then they blame you for it and they laugh. They laugh at your suffering. They laugh when you're dying. They laugh at your injuries. They laugh when you're crying. They laugh at your trauma. They laugh while they victimize you. They laugh at all the forms of violence they commit against you. They laugh and they laugh. They laugh with glee because there's nothing that brings them more joy than making you bleed. So don't come at me because what I say is true. Whether you believe it or not, they hate you. And they're so proud of their abuse against you. They go live and record it so that the pain they inflict on you can give them pleasure to watch and the world can enjoy it too. They show you humiliated, dehumanized, and crying in pain. They harm you for clickbait, for their profit and gain. And when confronted with the mountain of evidence of their abuse, they refuse to listen. They've got an excuse. When you talk about it, they tell you you're being divisive, a distraction. They say you're wrong. They take no responsibility, no accountability, and their hate for you goes on. So I don't care what they say. I don't care how they feel. And I don't care about their professions of love. It ain't real. This is pure, unbridled, unrepentant hate. Their actions prove it, and they've sealed their fate. They hate you. And to show you the proof of what I say, you knew exactly who I meant when I said they.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title guys, you can see in today's video, we're going to be talking about this beautiful TikToker that you're currently viewing on your screen because you know her, like so many other women, we have been very vocal about the fact that black male aren't necessarily our preference. And I think it is quite ironic that these male themselves has been saying the same thing for a decade about us as black women, not necessarily being the woman that they value, that they cherish. But now that us black women, we're coming out here saying the same thing, these men really can't fathom that. I think it is quite ironic how these male, whenever they come across one of us that have been very vocal about the fact that they're not nice, they're not aggressive, they feel like us as black women, we don't really deserve anything, they feel like we're not really worthy of anything good, they feel like they could continuously be spewing all of this negative rhetoric when it pertains to us. I think it is quite okay for us as black women to come out here and say, black men, it is okay if I'm not your preference, because me also as a black woman, I prefer men that aren't dominated. I prefer men that has something going for themselves. I prefer men that believe in the nuclear family. I prefer men that believe in higher education. I prefer men who don't feel intimidated by me because I go out here and I want to better my present as well as my future. So us as Black women, now that we're being very vocal talking about these stuff, like I said, we have continuously seen these male on social media crying about the fact that Black women are going out here dating other group of men that are so much better than them. But now basically that we as Black women has turned the mirror around, these men can't really take it. And this beautiful woman that you're viewing here on your screen, you know, she has her TikTok, she talk about different topic, and recently one of her video it went viral because as you guys can see here on the screen, she simply say, I don't date them, which is another thing that I want to talk about because I think it is quite ironic how oftentimes Black women, we don't really need to say Black male. We can just say they, we can just say them. And for the most part, other Black women. And I also feel like these male, for the most part, know that we're referring to them. Just like that clip that I incorporated at the beginning of the video. Y'all saw that poet very eloquently, she spoke about they, and at the end she said there were really no need for her to come out and say Black male because by her simply saying they, all of us knew exactly who she was talking about. But nonetheless, guys, I wanted to come on here, incorporate a clip where this beautiful lady that you're viewing here on your screen talk about how she don't necessarily date American Black male. And naturally, once she did say this and she published her video, these males doing what they do best. They decided that they were going to attack her. They decided that they were going to tell her that she was anything but a child of God. But nonetheless, I want you guys to hear it in her own voice. So check this clip out, see what she had to say, and then we will come back with more.
So I don't date American Black men. I have never dated an American Black man. And my reasons are quite simple. So a few days ago, I made a video about coffee dates, and I basically talked about how I would never accept a coffee date as a first date. I think it's low effort and it's just not my thing. Surprisingly enough, and I was genuinely surprised, 98% of the commenters and the people that were upset were American Black men. So shocked because I didn't think that video would land on their For You page, but it did, and hundreds of them, hundreds, were crying on my shoulder over the fact that I would not drink bean juice on a first date with a man or with anyone. They were in my comments calling me all types of names, saying that I'm a gold digger and saying that I'm this and that. And then unprovoked, they started attacking me for my looks. By the way, I was so nice in that video. I did not insult anyone in that video, but they were insulting me. They were coming at me for my skin color, saying that I'm too dark and that I shouldn't have any standards. They were coming at me for my Afrocentric features. They were coming at me because I have an Afrocentric hairstyle in. Black American men honestly have this habit of attacking Black women for the way that they look, especially if you are a darker skinned woman or you have more Afrocentric features. They will attack you. So the fact that they came at me for my looks unprovoked is not surprising to me at all. So reading the comments and watching the stitches, it brought up a discussion between me and my parents about why I don't date American Black men. American Black men generally do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not saying that all American Black men are like this, but a large majority are. They will berate you, break you down, and take advantage of you. I don't know why, but the sight of seeing a Black woman, a dark-skinned Black woman, having standards really does bother them. Maybe it's because in their mind, nobody ever talks about this, but they believe Black women, dark-skinned Black women deserve crumbs. Colorism is real, and they think that we deserve crumbs and that we shouldn't have any standards. I mean, I was getting so many messages and comments saying, you're dark skinned, why do you have all these standards? The only reason why that video got them really upset was because it basically told them to do better. And they do not take well at all to being told to do better, as you can clearly see, and it's because they are not required to. They are used to giving women nothing, giving women crumbs, but then receiving the world back. So when they were watching my video, they were so upset. They were like, oh, no. You want me to take you on a proper date? a proper date when all I'm used to is inviting women back to my house, or inviting women on a nature walk as a first date, or inviting women to my car to link and smoke? You want me to actually put in effort? No, I'm not used to that at all. They are literally in my comments saying, what makes you think you deserve a meal? You need to prove yourself. And when American black men say that you need to prove yourself, that just basically means you need to go through hell and back with him. They don't want to put in the effort because they're lazy, they are entitled, and they are cheap. And don't get me wrong, it's not all American black men that are like this. It's just the large majority. And that is a problem because the majority of black American women prefer black American men, but there are not enough good black American men to go around.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, I think it is very disgusting to see how these males continuously come out here feel like they can say all of the most disrespectful, disparaging stuff when it pertains to us as black women. But if we do decide that we want to come out here and say how we too as black women, how we really feel about y'all, because personally I will look around, I will see so many black women, and not only black women but just women in general, that they decide that they want to be in very unfortunate predicament with these males. We see that these relationships almost always tend to fail. We have their preference literally every other day coming out here exposing them. I think it is quite ironic how these male has been so vocal about these non-black women being the top of the litter. But these male, even if these women are so much better than black women that y'all continuously say, how come y'all aren't being a better black man for them? You would think if black women aren't your choice and then you go to these women that are your actual first preference, what do you think that automatically that will make y'all treat them better? But this is why I continue to say, personally, I truly feel like these males don't really like women as a whole. But unfortunately, because of the society that we're living in, I feel like this is why they continuously go out here and harm and hurt women literally in any way, shape, or form that they can. The most recent victim, their preference that came out here, and she basically exposed a ton of video and messages with him abusing her, was none other than Bad Baby. This girl literally just had a baby with this Pookie, and obviously he's living off of her because we know that these male are freeloaders. They really don't have anything going for themselves. So unfortunately, Bad Baby, she was one that unfortunately she fell right into this prey arms, and unfortunately for her now, she's tied to him literally for life, because people oftentimes say, like, at the age of 18, you as a parent, then you have freedom from your kids, but we already know that that's not necessarily the truth. So like I said, if these women are so much better, if they're so much more fit, feminine, and friendly, then why aren't y'all giving them a better version of yourself? But black women, this is exactly why I continue to say, y'all shouldn't listen to anything that these male have to say, because these male are literally a walking contradiction. These male will continuously try to downplay literally everything that you as a black woman has done. I truly feel like that is also one of the reasons why these male really hate black women so much, because these male know that black woman, we have been forced to be self-sufficient. We don't really need these male. Another point that I wanted to point out, I truly feel like another one of the reasons why these male has such profound disdain for black woman is because black woman has managed to literally get it out of the mud. Because according to the natural order of male-female relationship, we know that male are usually the one that are the head of the family, are usually the one that are supposed to literally go out here and just take care of everything. But I also feel like this is another one of the reasons why they hate black women so deeply, because unfortunately, black women, we didn't came out here and we said we want to have 2 and 3 jobs so that we can sustain ourselves or family, that not only us decided that we were going to create, because last I checked, a woman can't climb on top of herself and get pregnant. This is why I'm always talking about how these males, soon as they impregnate these women, and this is regardless of race. We have seen them do it with black women. We have seen them do it with Asian, with Hispanic, and with literally every group of women that unfortunately are still in this day and age crazy enough to give these males any type of access to y'all. Literally, ladies. Soon as y'all see these men, I personally feel like it should be boom, access denied. But nonetheless, like I said, I wanted to come on here and talk about everything that this lady just had to say in this video, because we already know that these male as a collective, they feel like for the simply fact that you're a black woman, they feel like you don't deserve anything valuable, right? Y'all heard her say they were telling her all type of disgusting, disparaging stuff in her comment section. This is why I continuously say, these males feel like you as a black woman, simply because of your blackness, you don't deserve anything worthy. These male literally was in this woman comment section telling her that she had to prove herself to get a plate of meal. What? And y'all also heard her say that they were telling her like, you're dark skin. What exactly are you talking about? We're not going to provide anything. And unfortunately, this is how the majority of these males feel. And I please just save yourself the time and energy, because for y'all to come out here in the comment section and say, oh, it's not all black male, all I have to say, it is way too much of them. But nonetheless, guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole unfortunate predicament. But I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this woman coming out here stating the reason why she don't date black male, which I think it is quite interesting, because I truly feel like this woman were very, very respectful when she were talking about the reason why she don't date these male. We know that for decades, these male has been coming out here and giving their laundry long list of why they don't date us. And we know that they're really not respectable. They're not as nice as this woman. And unfortunately for y'all black women that are still so caught up on these male, I truly feel like y'all are out here really listening to what these male are saying, because even though a lot of y'all like to say, well, you shouldn't generalize, like I mentioned previously, it is way too much of these male that feels the same way when it comes to you as a black woman. And long as you as a black woman don't want to realize that. But unfortunately, for those of y'all that are still stuck on this black law that don't really exist, because unfortunately, black women, they have this very weird obsession with black male, which I think it is the same obsession that black male has with non-black woman. But that's another topic for another day. Again, guys, what are your thoughts and opinion are? Please get in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable, because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they helped create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs, and then still let them get the credit for it.